So I used to work at this gas station by myself on the weekends, and this was a big boy. It had like 2 awnings, 16 pumps. Inside it had this big discount liquor mart and convenience store. It was also the only gas station in town, so there's always a line out the door. And because there was a line out the door, it was like very safe because no one's gonna go in there and try to rob you if there's a ton of people inside, right? But obviously, given the way of the land, it had a very flourishing community of very weird people who would come in there. It's a 24/7 discount liquor mart. A lot of strange people go into a 24/7 discount liquor mart. And just like any red-blooded American establishment, we had this big display behind the counter of like mugshots of people that have been banned from the store. And there were, let me tell you, I have a lot of stories of the characters on this list. There was a lady who once, while on my shifts, we couldn't sell her cigs for some reason. To get back at us, she started living in our bathroom. There was another guy, this was while my brother was working. He was on crack and he was like practicing karate inside of the store, just fighting shadow people. And then he got asked to leave and they called the cops. And he gets into his car, which was parked at a 90-degree angle up against one of the pumps. And then he lights his crack pipe as the cops show up and then he tries to drive away and something like that. But anyways, all of those are more like the lighthearted, like the fun, you know, the boys. They're just joshing around with you. They didn't go there to like do anything wrong. They just happened to be, you know, homeless or on crack. But there's this one couple, the Bonnie and Clyde. They were the #1 people on our do not let into the store list. These people were notorious because they were smart. They had different disguises. They were super nice. You would never guess in a million years that they were trying to rob you until after it happens. And they would do different things. They would bring in like backpacks, like roller backpacks, and like bend down to just tie their shoes, and then they'd boom, all the Oreo cookies are gone. But they had this other, much more notorious thing that they do too. And it happened to me once while I was working. The lady would get the cashier's attention. Like for me, she asked me about like the shots of vodka that we had on this little rack thing in front of the counter. So I had to bend over the counter to look at it. And then the other guy goes behind the counter. He was also wearing a construction outfit when he did this, by the way. I guarantee you they do not have jobs, and just starts stealing cigarettes or merchandise off of the counter. But their favorite cigarette were Marlboro Red Labels. It's like this niche cigarette that we don't really sell a ton of, and it was their calling card. You knew when you got hit by them because you would come up short with your Marlboro Red Labels. Every night, you had to count cigarettes before you left your shift and then compare them to the amount that you had when you came in for your shift. So if you have like 10 of those nice Louis Vuitton Newport Gold 100s and you sell 3 of them, then you have to input into the register that you only have 7. And sure enough, after I got hit by them, the next day, one of my coworkers is like, you came up short with the Newport Red Labels. Or you checked the camera and you got hit. They also saw the guy in the construction outfit like grabbing fucking hot dogs off of the roller and putting them into all of his pockets. I'd honestly rather run my dick through a bandsaw than go back to work with any form of the general public. I digress. These people did not care about cigarettes. They wanted the big kahuna. These people wanted a heist. And one day, let me tell you, they got a heist. It was a morning just like any other. It was like 5:30 a.m. on the Sunday, and I'd be coming in at like 6 a.m. for my shift. So there was just one guy working. He had been working since the night before. And each day of the week, we get a different shipment of product that we sell, right? We get West Side beer on Tuesdays, we get gas on Thursdays, and on Sundays, we always get cigarettes, which come in these big crates that would be brought in by the guy who's selling them, and he'd put them on the counter, right? And specifically, he would bring in 5 crates. And if you do the math, and I'll never forget this because you had to count them every day, these crates were 2 boxes wide, 6 boxes long, and then they were 12 boxes per layer, with another layer on top, so it's 24 boxes total. And then in each box, there were 12 cigarette packs. So if we did the math, there were 240 packs of cigarettes per crate. And then if you multiplied it by the retail cost, we can say like $6.50, you get $1,560 per crate. Or if you want to price those at like the normal retail level of like $8.50 average, it's like $2,040 worth of cigarettes per crate. And there were 5 crates this fateful day, sitting on that counter after Sig Man drops them off. And the shift worker does the dumbest move in gas station history, and he gets up and uses the bathroom without putting them in the back room first. And who's sitting out in the parking lot in their beat the shit 2004 Nissan Altima? The trailer park Bonnie and Clyde. Some people choose to believe that they scouted us out and were waiting for that mistake. Some believe it was the hands of God. But they ran inside, took all 5 crates, and hit us for $7 grand worth of cigarettes. It wasn't until the next day that we realized that they were gone. Checking those security tapes was like the end of Shawshank Redemption. When they open up the tunnel, it's like pure silence. Oh my God, they got the cigarettes. cigarettes. They got their Marlboro red labels. And you know what? They messed with us for over 2 years. And after that day, we never saw them again. And that's the tale of the great Ocean's 11 Sig heist of 2020. I'll upload on this channel more. I feel bad for not streaming. Sorry, guys. Bye.